Good morning, everybody. The Coastal Boys is back. Hello, Mr. Hilton.
Good morning, Andrew. How's it going there?
Sure, but tired, mate. A lot of sport this weekend.
Yeah, those that United team is tiring you out with supporting them, man.
It was soccer and then the golf, but it was the watching, not the playing. It's made me tired. Late night. The golf finished very late last night. But we have a cracking card back at Kenilworth on the turf tomorrow, and we start race 1. A maiden juvenile plate for fillies over 1,200 meters. Betting supplied by soccershop.bet. I think the betting was out last Wednesday or Thursday for the meeting. And condolences to the Michaels family, the loss of their patriarch last week. Sad week for them and a sad weekend, and going to be a long week for them. Condolences to the family, long life, and let's hope it all goes on well from here. Race 1, in hot water. Aren't you? That's another one named after you. You're always in hot water. 18-10, Snowbird 28-10, 11-10, Princess Sophia, 8-1, Virginia Bluebell, 12-1, Juliet of Verona. Write your own ticket and bigger the rest. And I do believe you have a fancy.
Yes, just also firstly, before I carry on, condolences to my good friend Lance and the family. Obviously, the loss of the old man. With thoughts and prayers are with him and Adam and his butty. All right, pressing on. Andrew, in hot water, to me, looks very hard to beat. This run to Mystic Inferno, they've taken the 18-10 actually at most places. It's trimmed into 15-10. To me, this filly caught the eye like a type of horse that needed one run just to find out what it's about. Excellent run, and actually the horse of Basses was right next to it in that race. That came and won by like 6 lengths a few days ago. You remember that one in the first race. So the form is looking exceptionally strong. For me, whatever beats this will win. So I'm quite strong on this horse. I've made my best bet on the day, and I think she'll beat Snowbird. There's a little bit of interest, but I think the horse will have to be very good. It's obviously working with Demanding Dave, because I don't know how many horses Mike Stewart's got out there at Motorhook. So you would assume it's working with something decent. There is some early interest for this horse, One Ripple. But other than that, over to you.
Yeah, I concur what you've said in hot water. But I think this is a much deeper race than one when first looks at it. I mean, even Lady Sunshine on debut, not fancied, finished 6 lengths behind, running on nicely. Slow Way, Race Green, Dean Canamay, Craig Jackie, and Dean's not known really to bring up first timers, though I did have one in Durban the other day. Snowbird disappointed from Vaughan Marshall or Sean Deal on board. They've left the money on the table twice, so she must be showing something at the track. Juliet Verona just off them, another that wasn't too strong last time, and Candace normally needs to get a run in their horses. Virginia Bluebell, another, ran a cracker behind Black Nightshade last time. El Coyote, we all thought was going to win last time, and again, another one of Enion's second run that's flopped. We had one at the weekend as well. Good second on debut, and then just didn't put it in and stopped like shot. El Coyote could come forward, but I do believe, as you say, in hot water, the horse to beat, and there was money for the first timer of with Majorca on board for the Stewart yard, and in his comments he said she's a nice filly, but she will need a couple of runs. So it was quite interesting to note that she was backed in from 66-1 into 20-1. I'm gonna have to be going against you. I just be having a small each way on Lady Sunshine. I think the race is deeper than the 16-18 to 10 in hot water, but a worthy favourite. But I think there are plenty runners, and let's hope for you, your nap on the day goes in. But I'd also be a bit cautious, and I think number 3, Lady Sunshine, will come on for her last run and put in a cracking effort. Race 2, a maiden juvenile plate, again over 1,200 for 2-year-olds. The betting is as such. Redford, you've been mentioned. You look like Robert Redford, don't you? Those good suave looking. What can I say? 22-10 Redford, 3-1 Ruby King, 7-2 Royal Light, Blackbird's still in the betting at 7-1, but I do know that's a non-runner because it ran at the weekend. 12-1 the first time. A Rachata, much bigger the rest.
Another tough race. I know there's a lot of early interest in this horse, Ruby King. He moved up to like a winner last time, fell in a hole the last 150, looked like he needed the run. So the boys are in early on this one. So Ruby King, massive runner. And obviously you've got to respect, in my opinion, this horse, like you said, Blackbird probably won't, is coming out. Redford, tag and release, excellent run. Rich Man's World, excellent run. So to me, the winner will come from those two. Obviously, there's an unraced contingent. Over to you, Andrew.
Yeah, I think I think the race is deeper than those two. I see there's money for number one, Royal Light, 7-2 in the betting. I can't see that starting that price. I think it's going much bigger. I even give Snaith's other runner in the race, African Wild Dog, a chance. Reached free on board, jockey strike from Varanjordi last time. I'm not sure if Andrew Fortune will be riding. I see he didn't ride on Sunday, but it was his birthday and maybe flight complications. We'll have to wait and see in the publications if he takes the ride. I think it's even deeper than that. And Ruby King, there was big money for last time, was cruising and just didn't get home. But we might have to forgive it that run because it was hampered and it lost the shoe in running. So for me, out of the top two, I think Ruby King is probably the right one out of the top two. And I think we can look for a better run from number 3, African Wild Dog. And there was another roughie that I thought that might improve as well, but including trifectas and quartets, would be number 8, Speak No Evil, from the Pitwater yard that seems to have turned the corner. As a back note, number 10, Blackbird in the betting, as I said, will not be running.
All right. Okay, let's roll on.
Okay. Race 3, Bet with a Tote. Maiden plate for all maidens over 1,000 meters. The betting supplied by soccershop.bet. Rabadan 16-10. Pitarak 22-10. 33-10 Rachetu, 7-1 Diamond Baron, 13-1 In the Air Tonight. Write your own ticket. The rest. Probably the weakest race on the day. A lot of these have been tried and they had a few runs that have been disappointing. I'm not sure if Mr. Ed will run as ran at the weekend. Snaith's attacking this race in numbers. He's got 4 of the 9 runners. And out of those 4 runners, I do believe the correct one would be the 9 Rabadan from the Andrew Fortune's riding. It hasn't really moved in the market. For me, I think another one that'll drift. I thought out of the top lot, I give Pitarak a massive chance. Even though he's had 7 runs for 3 places. A decent run behind Blue Lagoon last time. Richard Furry on board. The first time on this horse. Got bumped last time. Showed decent pace. I think out of the top lot, I think Pitarak could be my first pick out of that lot. But I found a roughie for us. We have the apprentice on board, Muller, claiming 4 kilos. Comes into the race now with 53 kilos. Number 8, In the Air Tonight. Ran at fairish debut behind Karari Dancer, and then was restless in the stalls and was showed early pace behind Champagne Coastal. Just didn't get home that day, but I believe has been working well and has come forward from those 2 runs. And for me, one of my each way bets on the day, I think it's 14-1, number 8 In there tonight. But and out of the top lot, I choose Pitarak above the Snaith quartet.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Well summarized. I think for me, Pitarak has got the form in the book. I like the fact that they brought her back to 1,000 meters. Run to Blue Lagoon. Blue Lagoon came and franked that form and ran a cracker out the maidens. So I think I agree with you. Pitarak, the one to beat. Otherwise, not an easy race.
Don't forget my roughie.
Yeah, be with you on the roughie.
Race number 4. Follow the coast and follow Racecourse. I thought they were going to say follow. And don't forget to follow the Coastal Boys on social media for fillies and men. Played for fillies and mares over 1,400. Betting. Scandalized 16-10. Just under 4-1 Red Light Lane. 9-2 Before Sunrise. 11-2 Nicky's Law. Giddy Up Grace. 10s and better the rest.
So another tricky race to go forward with here, Andrew. I can't really separate Scandalized, Before Sunrise, Red Light Lane, and Giddy Up Grace, even Nicky's Law. So for me, this is not a punting race. I would just suggest the guys just to sit on their hands here. We've got some nice ones coming later in the card. So the improver at a price is probably Katuba. I don't know what went wrong last time, but for me, a very, very difficult race. I can't even really lean towards anything. Yeah, I like the fact that they put the blinkers on Katuba. So for me, if anything, that's the improver, but not an easy race.
Fair enough. There was big money for Gideon. Again, another, not the strongest of fields. So there's a few that had lots of chances, and there's only a couple that you can rule out. Giddy Up Grace was money last time, 7s into 3s, dropping 200 meters, didn't get home the last bit. He did everything but win. Alder De Mayo on board from the Bash Yard, which is banging form. Katuba, as you said, from the Nell Yard, blinkers applied. Craig Zaki on board. Rode this filly when she came 5th behind Alicia Asherville. She was slow out that day. She has a tendency to be slow out the gate. Scandalized from the Cotton Yard, been improving every time. The 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. Now all that's missing is the one behind her name. She had little rides for the Cotton Yard, improved every run with the blinkers, and the last one. And then we have a horse that's a winner without a penalty. Number 7, Red Light Lane, won the race last time, lost it in the steward's room, did have the apprentice in last time, so did have a 4-kilogram allowance. So it does look that a race in 4, and if I had to pick anything, I think it's a very open race. Would have to be number 7, Red Light Lane. With Fortune on board, 7 drawn 7. Let's just hope he doesn't come 7th. If he's riding, it'll be a plus. And otherwise, let's hope we get a decent jockey. And my second pick would have to be Giddy Up Grace, because must have improved at home, and as the money was there last time. Katuba, got to wait and see what's happened last time. They checked it with the vet, there was something wrong. But my 2 in the race would be Giddy Up Grace and Red Light Lane, and I think so Scandalized might drift, even though the form is quite decent, and is stepping up in trip, and when ran before over 1400, didn't get home. That's my assessment. Move on to race 5, which is Racecourse Incentive, powered by Hollywood's B Stakes, again over 1400 meters. Quite a trappy race and quite open betting. 5-1 the pair, King's Quest and Boogified. 6-1 Mana Et Manu and Inner Time Nimela. Soho Heartthrob at 11-2, 7-1 Please Be True. 8-1 Chasing the Rainbow, 12-1 and better the rest. This is where I have quite a strong opinion on one horse, and it would be one of my stronger bets. I nearly made my best bet on the day, but I just thought it's quite a deep field. I've put up Boogified as an each-way bet. Very, very consistent. Last 12 runs, has never been further back than 3rd, has had 4 runs in that space of time. Course and distance, 5 runs, 2 wins, a 2nd and a 3rd. Is 88% in the wet with 2 wins and 4 seconds. And I think the Sting will still be out of the ground, as we saw at the weekend. I ran behind Major Master last start over 1600 meters, clipped heels, got carried in. Before that, beat Future Free and Show Off. And for me, I think it's a free bet, Boogified. Stables in form, and I think we'll run a massive, massive race. The joint favourite is King's Quest. Has done nothing wrong, 2 wins. Also a winner over course and distance. Callum Murray rides. Stallgate 1 does race for handy or from the front, so that'll be a positive. I did welcome to the training ranks Mr. Barrett, training for his father, Chasing the Rainbow, ex-Crawford horse. This is probably one of the classier horses in the race. I see Richard Ferree gets on, draw 9, but I think at this stage probably needs further. I'd love to see him win first start for his dad and first time in the training ranks. But I still think this is a class animal, and I think he will need slightly further. Scratch is number 11, Pay the Palace. Dream Searchers coming off 3 wins. Seems to love Bantam and Dream Searcher get on like a house on fire. They've had 4 wins from their last 5 starts. Slight worry is only had 1 win in the wet over 6 runs. He's 5 wins over course and distance. But for me, I think it's all about Boogie Fight from the nail yard with Keegan DeMille, top jockey on board, drawn in the middle of the pack. Will get the pace, sit just off them, and run on to win in the latter stages.
Well, I hope it goes according to script there, Andrew. I agree with you. That's a serious runner. For me, very, very tough race. I mean, there's a lot of horses here that are actually underperforming in terms of what early on people thought, or the trainers thought they would be. For example, Please Be True. He looked like he was going to be half decent. At Manu, when he won with Rion a few runs back, it came home lonely. King's Crest is a decent animal on his day, so it's very difficult to label anything here. Last time I tipped this horse Oliver each way, and he got in the race very late. I know he's getting long in the tooth now, but I think Adam, the stable's really hot. I like the fact that they've gone a touch further with him, because he just gets run off his feet over 1200. He just can't go with him. So I think this horse will run closer, but not a race I can really give the guys anything to get excited about. So I'll stick with your opinion there. Moving on to race 6.
Okay. Race number 6. We have Jazz Syndicate Class 5 over 1800 meters. Back in the fast lane, 3-1. 3-1 Special Glamour. 33-10 Baton Rouge. 7-1 Heavenly Prince. 8-1 and Better the rest.
Right, thanks for that, Andrew. Thanks to Lance Michael for supplying the betting for us. 1800 meters. I found a lurker for the boys here. I think the guys are priced up incorrect. Well, not incorrect. Incorrect on Red State. So if you look at the run where Special Glamour, the favorite, ran with Red State. Red State 25-1. What price would you have Red State, Andrew, on that run to where they met on the 25th? Red State beat Special Glamour and is 4 kgs better off at the weights with a 4 kg claimer on. For me, the stable's really well. I don't think Red State ran well last time because of the soft going. So I think this horse should at least run very close to the favorite. So for me, 25-1 is the value each way. That's hence why I tipped her. And I like the stables. Super top of their game at the moment. The horse, obviously, to beat is back in the fast lane, ran a cracker beating Lark Song. So I would make my play around those 2 horses in this race. Over to you.
Let's hope we find a bit of value for you in your horse. Number 1, Red State. On paper, it looks like Red State holds the favourite back in the fast lane. One is 3-1, one is 25-1. But just remember, they run on grass.
No, I was talking about Special Glamour. I was talking about.
And also Lark Song. If you look at Lark Song, when Lark Song won last time, Red State still is getting weight as well from the last game.
Okay, excellent.
So back in the fast, as I said, the form's in the book, and you are correct, and they run on paper. They run on grass, not on paper. Again, I think this is another tough race. I think Ballsy Rossi ran at the weekend, so I'm not sure if probably will come out. What interests me is back in the fast lane was entered to run at the weekend, and they took him out. I'm not sure why they took him out. Maybe they took him out to run in this race, or they entered him both and just worried that the one race meeting was going to be cancelled, because we did it carded originally for the Tuesday when it was supposed to come out, and then they ran at the weekend. It was a postponed meeting. The one I think must have a massive chance is number 3, Baton Rouge. Has had Bungani on board, Pete Puerta, drawn 3, races handy, and with Sting out the ground and the 1800, this is for me the kind of horse that can get to the front and steal it from the front, slow it right down to Cape Crawl, and just kick it the last minute. And when he got beaten in his second last run behind Spirit Levana, he got bumped. It was tiring and he got bumped. And last start, he brushed the rail. As he has his excuses, I think he's a big runner. I'm interested in back in the fast lane because they scratched him on Saturday, and I'm not quite sure. Maybe they thought this was the weaker race. The one
Yeah, he was scratched because of abnormal blood count. That was the scratching reason.
Okay, then it's not what I'm thinking. Then hopefully they've sorted that out. Was it TCO? It must be TCO2 or something like that, I should imagine. Then
No, I don't think it's anything to do with that, Andrew. It's just an abnormal blood count. I mean, Candice wouldn't be running him if he wasn't right, so I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Then we have the filly in the race, Richard Ferree rides. Jockey strike from the apprentice. Richard, as I said, Richard Ferree rides. She'll have to improve to beat the boys. And other than that, it's not a very deep race. So let's hope your Ruffy runs well. And my first pick in the race would be number 3, Baton Rouge, who will be leading, and they'll be closing at the death.
Brilliant.
Race number 7, Gallop on TV, social media, class 5 over 1,200 meters. Berrycat, 17 to 10, 11 to 2, Avignon and Ozark, 8 to 1, Dawn's Early Light and Fortune 1, 10 to 1, and better the rest. Nice, easy race for you, Hilton.
Yeah, no, this is easy stuff, Andrew. Leave it to me.
Where you go then?
No. This is tough, Andrew. You kick away.
Yeah, no, a tough race. I mean, the betting suggests that it's Berrycat. Oh, now I've lost my mouse. There's the mouse back. Berrycat drifted slightly. I think this is a kind of horse that can blow to any price, especially if Fortune's not riding. And there are some tough knockers in this race. It's a juvenile taking on the older horses. Only beat Lava Strike last time. I wouldn't be jumping into this race. I think that this race is a tough race, as you said. The horses for me that I think have squeaks, I'll give Lover's Lane a chance. Keegan DeMille on board, carrying a half a kilo extra. Quite consistent for me. 60% places over course and distance. Needs to get a 1 next to his name. Has 1 in the wet. 5 places in the wet. I'm still taking it. I think this thing will be out the ground. In the publications yet, they haven't given you the petrometer reading. And go further down the card. Fortune 1 last start. Aldo de Mayo sticks with us. Avignon beat Ozark last start. I went for Ozark last time, was running on stoutly at the death. And I think with Richard Ferree on today, we'll probably turn the tables on Avignon. I can't really tip you anything with confidence. My 3 against the field will be Ozark, Avignon, and Lover's Lane in a tough race.
Yeah, agree, Andrew. Well summarized. I mean, firstly, I'd love to be the guys pricing up to do a bit of thumb sucking, making Berrycat 5 to 2. I mean, I don't know who's going to dive in and take 5 to 2. This horse fell over the line to win it only on its 4th attempt. It's another example of exactly just because Fortune's on, they price it up so short, they don't give the punters any chance. So I'd love to earn 20 grand a month doing this pricing up because that's a complete thumb suck. So I agree with you. That's going to blow off the boards. It's the same as what they do in PE. They see Richard Ferree and they just price him up 4 to 10 and they don't even give the guys a chance. They run bush and then everyone's blaming Richard. But another tough race. And I mean, I can't help. Yeah, this was is definitely going to blow off the boards, and trying to find the winner here would be like rolling a pencil. So I won't even attempt.
I know that sometimes we berate the people that price up races, but it's a tough job because they have to keep within parameters of certain prices. And they're just opening their legs, really. I mean, the guys who price up for Hollywood, they price up for Soccer Shop, the World Sports Betting, wherever they price up for, they're just setting themselves up for failure. It's one of the worst jobs in the world. You cannot get praise. So it's a tough job. But again, there's always a Ferree factor. The Ferree and Greif in Joburg will be the de Kock factor. We've seen a lot of their horses blow off the boards as well. Mark de Kock babies. We saw one at the weekend. It's a tough job, and hats off to them. And without them,
good point.
We wouldn't be finding value. So let's hope they make more mistakes and more mistakes. And we believe that
fair point.
They've erred.
Fair point.
They've erred incorrectly in this race. And But still,
Agreed. I was just surprised in this one.
it's still difficult to find a winner in this race or the
Yes.
value. Moving on, race 8. Lucky Fish Fire Strike Middle Stakes. Back to the sprint trip over 1,000 meters. And here we have, when my betting will load, Flying Finley 4-1, 9-2 Magical Place, 11-2 Demanding Dave and North Point, 7-1 Gold Gaboski, 8-1 Elusive Winter, 10-1 Black Cheetah, and Churchillian. I heard someone likes that. 20s bar.
Yeah, Andrew, I'm make this my each way value, one of my each way value plays on the day. Since I put the blinkers on him, he's been an absolute brilliant form. Very unlucky actually his last 2 starts. Excellent run to Dance Variety, who you rate. Last time, unreally hampered, eased, very unlucky if you watch the replay. And that to 1,000 meters I like a lot. Aldo Damayo's is back on. So for me, at those big price, this is a run of the source in this field. Other than that, not easy. But my each way value to Chilean.
Fair enough. I mean, it is one of those races. It's a sprint trip. You run this race 5 times, you probably get 5 different results. Let's just run through the runners quickly. Black Cheetah, everyone thought was a champion. 2 wins right off the bat, right in the beginning of his career, and now is flattered to deceive. He ran a decent race behind North Point. I don't think he gets to 1,200, so back to the 1,000 will suit. Must have every chance. A big price for me, I thought, number 2, Dean Street. Callum Murray on board. Some cracking runs behind, a lot of decent sorts. He's won 3 times in the wet. He's won twice in 2 places for 7 starts over course and distance. If he finds his best foot forward, he must be a big runner at 25-1. But he is getting a bit long in the tooth. Flying Finley, I don't know. Got beaten in the middle stakes, won a class 4. The only positive here is Keegan DeMillo's taken the ride again. He won and ran second on this horse. I think we'll get a bit bigger in the betting and not one for me. My each way play in the race would be number 4, Gold Gaboski. Richard Ferree on board. The blinkers have improved. Run behind North Point. Ran just off them behind Demanding Dave with Richard Paichaluk on board. We now have Richard Ferree, strong rider, won twice on him. Once at Durbanville, once over course and distance. Since being gelded, has only missed the place once for a win and 2/3. Demanding Dave, another horse that seems to run for Andrew Fortune, won 3 in a row, but he's carrying a bit of pudding at 61.5, not for me. North Point, Mr. Consistency, course and distance, 3 wins and 3 places. And the rest, Churchillian must have a chance, an outside chance at that, as you say. And the horse that we always seem to miss, Magical Place. I think we only gave it a slight mention last time. Done nothing wrong. 7 runs, 3 wins, 3 places. Muzi Yeni on board. But he is getting a bit of pudding now. Before he's been carrying 57, 55.5. And he's behind him on Demanding Dave run. But he did win quite well last time. And out of the top lot, Magical Place, I think, might even start favourite. But a tough race. You found one at a big price. And I found 2 at a big price, Gold Gaboski and Dean Street. That would be the play in the race, in a very open race and a tough sprint race. We move on to the lucky last, race number 9. Hollywood Bright Future. Let's hope that we've got a bright future. Class 4, over 1,000 meters. The betting is as such. Take That. Isn't that your karaoke song or one of theirs from Take That? 33-10. Carry on. Euro?
No, I'm not sure. Carry on, Andrew.
33-10, Take That. 11-2, All About Al and Lyrical Gangster. 7-1, Volgoloff, and He Drives Me Crazy. Ends in Better the Rest. Short and sweet. Best bet on the day. Andrew's Arrows. I think this will take a power of beating. Take That. 3-year-old Filiata. Give me the green light. Richard Ferree on board. Beat Swift Serenity. Easing up last time. And I think will follow up the maiden win. Done nothing wrong. 1 over course and distance, 1 in the wet, and I think it will be 2 wins from 3 starts for me. Take That. Lyrical Gangster, very consistent, had quite a few runs for me, 8 starts for a win in 3 places. Disappointed in the soft going last start. I'm not looking for dangers. Take that for me to close the meeting. Unless you found something with your eagle eye.
Yeah, I've got to disagree with you, Andrew. Much to my disappointment, I don't think it's that easy. That horse won in a very thin field last time. I don't know if you remember at the start they scratched the one horse on the jump, so it had very little to beat. So I've got my doubts, but I hope you're right. But I think there's a few other runners here. Lyrical Gangster, Volganov. Sure, drives me crazy. All About L. Trail Finder, I think, is not a bad horse of Marshall's. So I would be a little bit nervous here, but I don't want to speak you out of your bet that you fancy. But I think it's quite a tough race.
I must fancy this horse quite a lot because I'm going against one of my rules. I always think the boys are better than the girls. And she's a filly. I was just visually impressed the last start.
Yes.
I
Yeah, I
like
can be with you. She
I
was
like the way she
impressive.
won in the soft. She's done that all. I mean, and I just think she looks like a decent sort. And we'll see tomorrow.
Yes.
I think you should take a bit of a back seat today. I haven't heard I'll have a Coke bet here, a Coke bet there. I mean, my fridge is full from the weekend. My fridge is full.
I lost a few to you, so I'm gonna have to step up my game. But hopefully we can get a sponsor for our show, and then we'll be in the game.
That's all. And as always say, guys, stay safe, be lucky. Thanks, Hilton. We've whizzed through this.
Thanks, Andrew.
Let's hope we can find some value and some winners for the guys and girls. And always nice to have you on board. And before I leave, don't forget, we're back on Thursday. We're going to be previewing Fairview.
Thanks, Andrew.
Cheers, Hilton.